Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live in Minnesota. Let me know if you're watching me live. Let me know if you're watching me on the replay. Hold on, I need to turn down my... There we go. Okay, that was pretty quick. All right. Yes, let me know that you're watching the replay. And I'd love to greet you. I'm gonna try to greet everybody today. We'll see how it goes. I'm always afraid I'm gonna miss somebody because I know I've been on live videos, watching live videos, and they say hello to everybody but me, and then I feel slighted. So I don't want that to happen to you, but I will do my best today. Hello, Anne, Christine, and Deb. I think that's what we have so far, and myself is number 4. If you are in need of Stampin' Up products, you can find me at northstarstamper.stampinup.net. I have lots of ideas, and I'm blogging at least weekly at northstarstamper.com. You'll find my monthly host code there as well. I love fun folds, and so you'll find directions on fun folds on my website as well. So thank you for joining me. Today we are using a celebration product. Was there anything else? I think we're good to go. I'm using the Favored Flowers designer series paper. It's on pages 10 and 11 of the celebration brochure. Hopefully you have one of these. The colors in there, let me get a little more organized here. Okay, the colors in that pattern paper are blackberry, oh, I have 2 blacks. Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, and Petal Pink. Kind of an interesting combinations. I would never have thought to put those together, but they did a great job with this pattern paper. I think I've used this already in a live. And this is the non-floral side, so I had to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different patterns, the same colors, so everything coordinates. That's what I love about Stampin' Up. And then this is the floral side. It is a 12 by 12, and you get 12 pieces to each of these 6 patterns. So there's the purple that are far apart, and there's purple that are close together, orange that are far apart, and orange that are close together, and then 2, oh, I guess the same, 2 that are far apart, and with both the orange and the purple, and the ones that are close together. So depending on what you're going for, what look you want, and I believe these 2 flowers, or these and these, can be cut with the dies. There is a bundle that coordinates with this in the mini catalog. I don't have it, so I'm not using it today, but there is a coordinating flower stamp. I have enough flower stamps, so I only buy them if they're really special, or if there's something, I don't know. I just didn't get that one. So I am using that pattern paper. Let me get it cleaned up here with the Queen Bee bundle, and that is in the mini catalog on page 26. And so the first time I use a bundle, well, stamps and punches or dies, I like to see what they do. So I die cut and stamped, and then I stamped and die cut. Next time I'll do those in different colors, so you can't tell that this is stamped and that's stamped and die cut, because they look the same. But interesting layers. I believe these 2 bees will layer on each other, so that'll be kind of fun. I haven't used those yet. We're only using the bee and then the extra wings on the card today. And I do have a sample to show you. Hello, hello, and hello, Kathy, and Mom, and Dad. I think that's everybody so far. Okay, so my card. Oh dear, I thought I was organized. Let me get that out of the way. Let me put this away. All right, here is my sample card. I also, oh, that's what I forgot. I used, can you see the weave on the background of that? The weave is, the embossing folder is in the Regency Park suite on actually page 31, and here is the what's it called, cane weave 3D embossing folder. I thought that would go nice with our flowers today. So I already have that embossed for the card I'm making tonight. The pieces of designer series paper are 1 inch wide. These are 3 inches long, and these are 4 inches long. And these were just scraps that I cut in. They were a little bigger than that. So this was like 2 by 4. So I just cut down to 3 by 1 on those two. And I think these are, anyway, 1 inch wide, 3 inches by 4, 3 inches and 4 inches. And then I just have a few of the dies. Oh, I forgot I used this sprig here too. And I left it white just for interest. I will show you the papers I have, and then I want your input on what color I should stamp and die cut my bee. Okay. Here I have Mossy Meadow for my weave. I think I'll go ahead and adhere these strips. So these are identical. I'm just using different colored backgrounds so you can see how different things look. I've had somebody kind of complain about the glare on my sheet here, so we're going to put that out there. And get some adhesive here. So, again, this is Mossy Meadow as our background. The piece that I embossed is only an 1/8 inch smaller than my card base, so it's a little different than what I normally do. So I'm going to put that right there. Just a very narrow, I lined it up here mostly, and then here on the top. This one I'm going to put on the other corner. I'm using quite a bit of glue because my background isn't flat, because I have already embossed it. And I think there is a direction to these flowers, so. All right. And then we're going to fit in our top and bottom. We're going to put the green one at the bottom here. Oh, that can come down a little bit. Let's see if it's, okay, it's not dry yet. See, this is why I like my green glue. So it did leave adhesive behind, but that's okay. Look at that. Okay. And then put the purple at the top, kind of like a flower at the top, and green leaves and whatever at the bottom. Stand up. So I'm going to line up here and here, and that's good. So there's our layer. Now I need to decide what color card base I want. Do we want to put that on Blackberry Bliss? Oh gosh, I couldn't think of that. Do we want to put it on black? Or do we want to put, oh, I have 2 more here. Do we put it on Evening Evergreen? I don't think those two go very well together, the Evening Evergreen and the Mossy Meadow. Or just put it on Tone Mossy Meadow. I think I do want your input. I'll try to decide what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of those two. What color should I stamp my bee? This one was Mossy Meadow. And then I have just the wings I die cut from vellum. And then adhered those with glue dots on the top. So if I'm going to use one of these 2 card bases with this card layer, what color should I stamp my bee? So let me know that in the comments. I used a scrap of 2.5 by 6-ish piece of DSP to coordinate my envelope to my card. All right, and we're going to do that again. I have everything all die cut except for the bee, because I do need to stamp that yet. So while you tell me what color I should stamp my bee in, we're going to adhere this piece of DSP to my flap, and I just go around the edge. That's a little heavy, so I'm going to pull that adhesive in so that there's my adhesive. And then I start at this corner. Oops, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I start at this corner here, and then I lay it along the line of the flap. There we go. See, the glue allows me to move it just a little bit. And then burnish. We're going to let this dry while I make my card, and then I'll use scissors just to trim around that edge and make a flat decorate the flap for my card. Put that underneath. So, I don't see any comments yet. So what color should my bee become? Not my BB. And he is quite a solid image, so I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to use a block. I am going to pull in my Stamparatus. We'll put it down. So I'm going to... It's a red rubber, so there's already foam on there. I can get rid of my mat. I'm just going to set him here. Oops. Let's try that again. I'm going to set him here. I don't like using the corner of my Stamparatus. I get a better image if it's off to this corner. And then I have a piece of scrap. Let's get this lined up. So there I have my scrap under my bee stamp. Now I can add my magnets, my super strong magnets. Okay, this is ready to go. I just need to know what color to make him. I could do black. That might stand out quite a bit. Or I could do Blackberry Bliss. I do have all the colors handy. You can I think you can see my things here. Kathy says black. Anne says black or coral. Ooh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. There isn't a lot of coral on here, but that would make it really stand out, wouldn't it? So I have black is good or coral, black for the bee. Any other comments while I'm waiting for you anymore? Okay, Mom says black. Let's see if there are any more comments. I did have something to share with you. I'll bring this back in when I actually do the stamping. So I die cut the wings in vellum, and you can see that they didn't, this one did. This one, it's cut, but it's maybe not all the way through. I can't get those pieces out. So a few things that you can do if that happens with a detailed die like this. You can make sure your plates, your clear plates, are flat. These, you can see mine is kind of bowed. The other thing you can do if you don't have extra plates, run it through a couple times. I think I ran it through 4 times, and then I had a perfect cut. I used the same plates. I do keep here somewhere. Maybe they're in a different place, but I do keep spare plates of these because these are consumable. You will need to replace these clear plates on your machines. So just run it through a few times and see if that works. You could add a shim, just a piece of like copy paper might be enough to get your die to cut perfectly. So try a few different things before you give up on a die. It's my big comment for that. All right, let's see. Anne says do both and see. I don't know if I want to take that much time, and I don't know if I have paper to do both. All right, we'll see. We'll do black first. Oh, you know what? I don't have black handy. Oh, I thought I did. It's just across the room. I am going to grab it. And I'll grab some paper while I'm over here, too. Okay. Now I can do both. Oh, that's not white paper. Let me try again. Let's try again. Sorry, I thought I was prepared. All right. So we're going to do black and coral. And then I have my mini machine all set up and ready to cut my bee. I like to put a case under this when I ink. Sorry, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Move those off to the side. All right. So my Memento black ink. Ink, 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 ink. And then push right where your stamp is. And my paper's not going to move. And you see I did not get a very good image, so I'm going to do that again. And this is exactly why I switched to the Stamparatus. It would be nearly impossible to stamp a second time using a block. So pushing on the body, that's where the ink hadn't transferred. So I'm pushing really hard on the body, not so much on the wings. And there's the better bee. All right. We can get this out of the way. We're going to put him there. And get my, just a little piece of my chamois to clean. And then we said coral, right, Anne? Hello, Diana. I was asking what color I should make my bee. So Anne wanted to see both black and coral. I don't think I'll die cut both, Anne. I'll just hold it up to the project. Let's see here. Get this piece. Push, 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 push. No, not as solid as I like. Ink, 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 ink. I don't know if that's on camera, sorry. And push right where the body of the bee is. That's where all the ink needed to be transferred. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's not actually a solid image. You can see that his body is not exactly solid. So my stamped image won't be solid either. All right. I'll clean that up later. Get that out of the way. Clean up my ink so I don't get that everywhere. Where did my card go? I haven't really decided on the color. I think if I do a black bee, I would do a black card base. Maybe even with this. Would that look too much like Halloween? You're not going to see much of the card base at all. Like, you can't see much of the fresh freesia here. It's only an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch. And I think you're right. I think that coral, let's see what you all think. Just to show you some other things I have that I'm thinking of including are linen thread, and then the Simply Elegant trim. I have the silver and the gold. You can see I use a lot of that, so I keep it handy. And then I do have lots of gems, and these are all current. I made sure to look for current things. I have iridescent pearls, basic jewels. I have solid faceted gems, and those include mossy meadow, so that might be kind of fun. I think they're under here. Here, let me pull them out. These here are mossy meadow. That might be fun. And petal pink, I think. Ooh, so I have mossy meadow and petal pink in these gems, the faceted. I have iridescent rhinestones. I use these a lot. I have just regular pearls and champagne rhinestones. I am out of plain rhinestones. I use them so much, and I forgot to stock up. Okay, so Kathy says coral, Anne says both. All right, coral it is. We'll see how it goes, and we're going to use black for our card base. So I have these. These are both retired, and there's each of them is a set of 2 mini embossing folders. If you join my team during celebration, I will sweeten the deal and give you one of these. So the first person to join my team gets to pick one or the other, and then the second person to join can have the other one, even if you don't get the machine in your starter kit. You may have a machine already, so you don't need the mini machine, but this boho blue, I can't wait to see the other colors in the other new in colors. This thing is so light. It's been so fun to use. Okay, mini machine. It does come with all the pieces you need. So it comes with these 3 plates plus 2 more plates that would be used with embossing folders. So I think I'll talk about that in this week's newsletter. I haven't quite finished that yet. One of the problems, not a problem, one thing to think about with the mini machine, these, oh, it does fit through. Barely. I'm going to cut this down though. The opening is just barely over 3 inches, so the pieces of cardstock that will fit through there are smaller than what fit in the big machine, obviously. And I've just gotten used to trimming paper I'll take the 11-inch way and cut it into 3 strips, and then my paper fits through here nicely. All right, so I have this ready to go. I have a new piece of washi tape. Yeah, it coordinates with our bee. And I'm going to line him up. If you look straight down, you can see in these holes, you can see the ends of his legs. I suppose that would be his feet. It's kind of hard to do when you're looking from an angle, but let me look real quick. Nope. All right, so that's lined up pretty well. Put that in and that on. As you've heard me talk about before, when you run these through the machine, I have difficulty. If I line my plates up like this so they are flush, the roller doesn't grab the sandwich. So I always, and I've learned to do this. After doing it 5 or 10 times, I do it without thinking, and you probably would too. So I offset my top plate in front of the other 2 plates by 1 inch-ish, and then you can get it started, and you saw the handle move, and now I can just run it through. This would be a great little machine if you go to Crocs, or if you stamp on the go, or if you like to take your projects, sorry, that was loud, like to take things on vacation, or to the lake, or to the cabin, whatever. Be a great machine to take with you because it is light and very compact since those sides fold up. And there is our coral bee. He's so cute. Good job, Anne. Thank you very much. And thank you for your input. I do appreciate that. This feels really wide to me. I'm going to make sure that it is 4 1/4. I was right. It was not 4 1/4. It must have been 5 or something. Let's make sure this is 11. All right. And going this direction, I do like to score. So I'm going to score half of 11 is 5 1/2. Make sure I'm scoring and not cutting. That is not good. All right, then fold this in half, and then I'm going to burnish it. Now, if I burnish dark cardstock, where's my bone folder? Right on here, I do get a sheen. So what I like to do is put this under just anything. Sometimes I'll have an old order form, just something here. Now, if you can see, there's a line right there. You can see where I had burnished it. All right, there's our card. And make sure everything's fitting well. All right, we're going to adhere that. Thank you for your input. That was kind of fun. I'm putting a lot of adhesive on here because it's not flat. And the adhesive will go into the design there. So make sure this is going the right way. I'm just going to set it down. Move it over and then hold it up. And then burnish it. And turn it over. So using that green glue gives me enough time that I can center it perfectly, just like that. And here's our bee. All right, we have these little sprigs, and I have my blending brush if we want this something other than white. I kind of like it white because it offsets. I don't know. You know what? I have 2 of them, I think. I do. How am I doing on time? All right, we're getting there, and I'm almost done. So, Mossy Meadow with my blending brush, just to make it green-ish, right? Let's see which one of these we like better. Do we like the green? You can tell I didn't use a lot of ink. Sorry, I need to see straight on. I don't know. We'll see. Or do we want white? I think I like the white. I'm going to use the white. I must have had some garden green on this blending brush because it doesn't quite match my Mossy Meadow. That's all right. And to adhere all this, Did you have input on my embellishments? If you do, go ahead. Let me know what you think. So the first thing I'm going to do is put glue dots. This is how I've been doing my adhesive lately. So make sure I'm on the back side. I have some mini glue dots. Where did they go? From a paper pumpkin. So they're smaller than our regular glue dots. And I'm just going to put one on each end. You can see I've been crafting today. Did you know I've been posting a Christmas card on the 25th of every month for over a year now? And I just started posting a birthday card on the 17th of every month, because my birthday is on the 17th of the month in September. So today I was working on my Christmas card for January. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, there's some adhesive. These glue dots are still bigger than my piece here. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm just pulling that adhesive onto the back. So I hear my boys are home. Tony said the car wouldn't start. He was out and about. Luckily, Andrew was home and available to go get him, or I wouldn't be doing a live video right now. Okay. I'm going to put this down in the corner again. Okay. And then we're going to curl these a little bit just with my fingers. And I have some black dimensionals, just because the card base or card layer there is so dark. I'm going to put in there. All right, and here, this one I do want to curl a little more. Too many things on my table. So let me know if you have input, or if you want to share what you think I should use for embellishments. Oh, I should have looked to see. Okay, nobody had comments yet. That's okay. It's really hard to ask for input on lives because of the delay. And so I put two little glue dots right near the middle, because I will put something there. And then I'm going to line it up. There is a heart on the back of the bee, and I'm going to cover that up. The Queen Bee stamp set is one of our $1 million sales people's stamp set. So when you sell $1 million retail of Stampin' Up! Products, you get to go to Utah and help design a stamp set. So this was, I think her name is Laura Milligan. This was the stamp set she helped design. So she was actually on stage in Vienna with me, and she shared why she chose it. I guess she uses a bee as part of her marketing for her business. These are kind of pretty. I'm going to use these. Let's add some silver. I don't know. I'm just winging it here. So Laura Milligan shared all about her bee set. And it's on her blog. I can't remember what she goes by. Let me know if you want to know more. You could probably just Google Laura Milligan Stampin' Up! And find her that way. But I love hearing how they decide what their stamp set is going to have in it. So, all right. I can't do adhesive and talk at the same time. So I put a glue dot on the end of my twine, because I'm adding this after I jumped ahead of myself. And then I'm just going to use this to put under my bee's wing, and there it will stay. So we're going to do that a couple more times. Let's swirl it around. So I'm going to put one here on this piece. Maybe. Where'd it go? There it is. So I put a glue dot just a little ways along on the twine. I'm going to use my take your pick tool again to tuck it under the wing. I really want to make sure that vellum leaves stick up more than anything. Another glue dot. Let's wind this around this way. I don't want to adhere it to my paper. There is an easier way. If I had thought of this beforehand, it would have worked a lot better, but I didn't. I heard my paper, but that's okay. Maybe one more. I'm going to curl this around and cut this off here. Oops. And put a glue dot at the end of my twine. Sorry, I think I've got a mess on my table, don't I? Well, I might card that one. I don't know where the glue dot went. Try that again. Glue dot on the end. Oh, then I need to trim the flap of my envelope. Oh, I wanted to stamp on the inside of my card. Sorry, I guess I'm not done yet. The glue dot is holding it to my take your pick tool. I'm going to stick it under there. There! I like that. Let's add some of these iridescent pearls basic jewels. Use the putty end of my take your pick tool. And I like to go an odd number. 1, 2, 3. And those I always put in a triangle. I think that's probably enough with the silver twine in there as well. Okay. I have stuff that I did. Maybe it's in the envelope. I had a white layer to go on the inside of our card because we chose a black card base. This one I just stamped. That stamp is part of the B stamp set. I already have it on the block. Now, where did my paper go? Did I use that on my B? I don't know. Let's grab another one. No, I pre-cut these. When I get a pack of paper, I just cut it up, so I'm ready to go. Let's use green on this, on the inside, or black. No, there's a lot of green on the front. I want to tie that color in. So I'm going to ink, ink, ink. I'm going to use my grid paper to see how straight my sticker is compared to the stamp itself. So I'm using my grid paper, and I lined it up so I thought it was straight. You can see this side is a little higher. So I'm going to ink, ink, ink. This side was higher, so instead of going straight, I'm going to tilt it. Not that much, just a little bit. So I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Perfect. Ink, ink, ink. I'm not going to go straight. I'm going to tilt this side down a little bit. Not that much, about a 1/16 of an inch. That's pretty straight. And if I didn't think it was straight enough, I would flip it over and use the other side. But that's straight enough for me. All right. Oh, I was going to comment that the Queen Bee bundle is not quite $50. I think it was 47 something for the stamps and the dies. If you add either the vellum cardstock or one of the ink pads to your order, you would get the Favored Flowers DSP for free. So it'd be a quick and easy way to get to your $50 of your order and get this beautiful pattern paper for free. Okay, one more thing. We're going to trim this, and I will look, and I don't see any comments. People like my card. Thank you very much. It's not a new layout. I've done the 3x1 and 4x1 pieces before, but it's just fun to see different colors and different patterns. Here I use the same patterns of pattern paper and different colors, so look how, I think they look very different. The color of the bee probably made a big difference too. And we have matching envelopes. Look at that. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your input about the color of my bee. I do appreciate that. And Thursday, this Thursday, the 26th, is my 12th anniversary with Stampin' Up. I would love for you to join me. I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live. And sorry, I'm on Facebook. I do Facebook Lives as opposed to YouTube Lives. I just not quite ready to do both at the same time. I think I would need some extra software and 2 cameras, and I don't know. It just seems like too much. So I will be on Facebook at 7 o'clock. So it's not my normal 6:30 when I stamp with other demonstrators. It's not my normal 7:30 when I'm live on Mondays. So Thursday, the 26th at 7 p.m. I will let you know tomorrow and Wednesday what I'm doing, and if you want to create along with me, I'll have a list of like cardstock and designer series paper pieces that you need to have to create with me. But I always enjoy stamping with you. And I will have prizes for people who interact with my videos. So, and I will post it to YouTube after I'm done on Thursday. This one too. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for the hearts. I do appreciate that. Kathy says she likes the stamp on the inside. I hadn't noticed it and made a card with that set last night. I know you have it. Sometimes I make myself use all the stamps in a stamp set. Where did my stamp set go? I think I kind of just tossed it to the side. There's some really fun ones. Oh, really fun ones in here. I like the background. It looks a lot like the Time Worn Type embossing folder. So it'll be fun to color this sprig as well. So anyway, this would be great on your envelope flap. If you don't have pattern paper, just use the stamp. So thank you for joining me. I hope to see you back again Thursday at 7 o'clock. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.